Hi everyone, Emma here. I am going to take this off of my loom, and I thought I'd record it because I wanted to try the technique that was recommended to me. I mentioned that I didn't like tying all my lines into knots and then using a clasp. So I thought I'd just do it on camera. So to start with, I have my bar out and I'm going to put it back in, but I'm going to need to bend it a little more to get all the warp threads off. If you see, they're very organized. So I'm going to bend it enough, see if I can get this off on both ends. And just to mention, I have heard from other people that they've had issues getting their metal bar on and off. And actually somebody sent me a picture. I had sent somebody one of these in Spain, Maria in Spain, and actually when she went to use it, the whole thing broke right here. So unfortunately I didn't know about it when it happened. I will look into getting a replacement one for her with that. I'm not sure if they're going to want the old one back, but anyway, just so you know, if something like that does happen, if you like the one I got her, I bought at Michael's, so I can definitely get it replaced. But if you bought it online, it might be a little more difficult, although through Amazon it shouldn't be a problem. So anyway, what I did was I bent one of these a little, so I think it's this one. I bent it almost at a 90 degree. It was a little further here at, say, maybe a 50 degree right here. So I bent it a little. So what I always do is I try and leave this one for last so that it's easier to get in. So I'll put the rough one down at the bottom like that. And let me see if I can flip this. So part of doing these kind of videos, it's hard to do on camera just because of the positioning of the camera. So I've got the one piece of my loom on my chest and I'm pushing with my hand till I get it in the spot, get it in there. So at least it's in there. You do have to pull it a little further to get your warp threads off. So let me see if I can position this so you can get an idea of what I'm doing. So let me see if I do it this way. Might be easier. And what I might do is grab something I can hook under the lines as they get loose. You see how they get loose? And I'm probably overthinking this, but now some of them might not come off. All of them didn't come off on that one because sometimes I twist it more than once around. So I don't know if that's working. Let me try the other side. And this has come out, so we're not going to worry about that. So let's try the bottom side. See? Oh, I can hear it cracking. Now I know, Maria. Let's see if we can... Most of those came off. It could be too, at the end, I will tie my strand around them. So let me see if I can do, that's getting squeaky. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, so then that's just the one that's left is the one that I tie in a knot. So I'm just going to see if I can get that one off. So it's a little harder than, let's get these guys off. See what we got going on here. What can I do see a thread. Like I do take my final thread and wrap it around the strands. Let me see if I can enlarge this for you because you can see it here. So I'll take my final thread like this and wrap it around and tie it in a knot. So let's unpick that, maybe get it off. So this is, I mean, it's worth it doing it if you want to try this method. And, you know, if you're going to use that method, what you could do is not do what I did and twist it on itself. Okay, so those are off. And let me see. So it looks like there's one thread there too. So that's probably what happened. I got a brand new needle just for this video. So in case you're ever wondering, when I do videos and I have a bent needle, I have lots of needles. And I usually try to use a fresh needle, but that's how quick they get bent. Okay, so that's working. It's coming off. Just one little knot here. Let's see if I can unhook it somehow. I'm going to cut that because now it's just the one strand. If it was all the strands. So you don't want to cut any of your strands. I'm just cutting this piece that's attached. Just put that aside. Okay, so now we have, so not sure why I have two strands on one side. You should have a loose strand on one side and a loose on the other, because when you do your warp threads, you're going up and down. So I'm going to put the first thread right here. I'm going to enlarge this a bit. If we need to get closer, we'll get closer. Okay, don't need my needle now, so I'll put that aside. So the idea is, okay, this is the front side. Now, I don't think it matters how you do it. You just got to do it in order. So I'm going to see where this one's coming from. Okay, so this was my last thread that's weaving side to side. What you want is your up and down warp threads. So let me, and this is the side one. So I think I might leave, let me see if this one will. I would not probably recommend you pull on the one that runs all the way down. You may distort your work. So I would just leave that one there and go to the next thread. So that one there is on this edge here. So let's go to the second one, which would be the second one down here. And you know what? I tried this off camera on another design, and let me quickly show you what happened. So it got all like mucked up, and I only did like 2 threads. Now I have to say, with this one I was using Nymo thread. So Nymo thread is like it was 1G, is a bunch of fibers together. So like you can actually pull this apart. So I think what happened is it got hooked and then it just balled up like crazy in this spot. And I'm surprised right here, I think I managed to cut it. It was a huge knot, but it just made a mess of everything. So I thought, I'm going to try this with, this is dragon thread. So it's a fused nylon thread. So first of all, it's smooth and it's a little tougher. So let's see if this does anything. So I'm going to pull on this one. I think I'm going to reduce this a bit so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to hang on to this. Oh, it's moving, look. That's amazing. Let me see if I have to even press too hard. You can see here, these pieces are coming. But I found these, with these beads, they're like smooth. So we'll pull the first one down. Like that. And I'll just little tugs, that's not. Okay, so now what we want to do is go to the next thread on this side and pull this one. So it's going to basically pull what we just pulled out. So this piece here that I was pulling on, it's now going to pull that back in. And you're just going to keep doing that all the way. So let's actually go this way. See, maybe you could see. So I'm just going to try and untangle these pieces so we have an idea of what we're dealing with here. Move some stuff. Okay, so don't touch that one. Okay, so this is the next one to go. Let's see what happens. Oh, this is lovely. Okay. Wow, I'm amazed that this is working. So if you're going to use this, this is so that you can avoid the knots. But if you're using, like, your application is not, say, a slider tube that you're going to put on either end of this, it may be like gluing it onto another surface, either like felt to make a bead embroidered finish, or like my intention is to put this on leather and then have some sides. So I may need some threads so that I can glue and then cover with leather. So just, be aware that, if you go and do that, you're going to, okay, did I get that all the way through? I think I did. So yeah, just, it takes a little kind of pre-planning for this kind of stuff. So yeah, that was it for that one. So now this one's going to come through as I pull on the next one here. So that's amazing. Okay, and the idea of making sure nothing's tangled, because these threads, you don't want them to get hooked in. Ooh. Oh, I thought maybe I had it woven through. It's like, how I did that, I don't know. This is actually, I can do this a little quicker now. Okay, so let's grab the next one. Wow, this is cool. And then the next one. So with this smooth nylon thread, you don't have to really worry too much. It just slides like butter, but you gotta remember this. There, unhook those guys like that. Then your next thread. And this one I'm gonna have to untangle, I think. I see a bunch of threads. I see threads in my future. There. So of course, each time you do this, you're going to have a longer and longer piece of thread coming through. But as you can see, this is just like going gangbusters here. So it gets a little, it's not as bad as you would think. Let's grab the next. Okay, I was going to say this one doesn't want to move, but I think sometimes it's just the first little bit is, let me see where this one's going. Get twisted on itself. It's getting so long. Here's the other thing with this is I'm using dragon thread, and it's not as expensive as Fireline, but it's still expensive. So by doing this, you can salvage a fair amount of thread here. This is the next one. Yeah, this one's What is up with this one? Do you know what I think? I feel like it's stuck in here, and it's possible that I went through the thread with my needle. Yeah, you see how the eyelash is kind of moving. Okay, let me see if there's anything we can do about this. And that's what I had a problem. Yeah, look, it's buckling up. Let me show you. So it went through that. It's right there. I'm not giving up. Hang in there. Oh, just fast forward if you're not interested in seeing. That's like just not moving. Yeah, I think that's the end of that one. So let's see if we can go to the other side and get the other ones moving. Because here's the other part of this is, like, I could say, okay, I'm done on this side because I can't get the thread to go through. But that means that thread, I'm going to have to take it and secure it somehow. Now, I could probably sew it in. Okay, this is the loop part. Let's see if we can get one side moving. Like this, so I'm not off camera here. Go back. This one here. Okay, so let's try. Yeah, to move. Oh, this is not friendship. Okay, I'm gonna move the next one, and we'll figure out what to do with that when we get to it. And all of these threads look like they're sunken. Yeah. There, that one's in. Oh yeah, you can see. So that's what it is. My needle had gone through that thread. So it's stripping the thread into pieces. But yeah, I don't want to move it anymore. Let me see if I can take this out the other side. And then we'll just tie these ones, middle ones there. Make sure that's nice. Okay, let's set these ones aside like that and see if we can get to the next. There. Then the next one. So the other thing too is if your work is narrow, like a lot of bracelet cuffs are, this would go a lot quicker. But because I was doing an image, of a face, it's a little wider. And to be honest, I was planning on using this as a display item, not as a wearable bracelet. But I mean, it's not that it can't be used as one. Oh, that's weird. So it's like the one thread is not, like it's skipping a thread. Let me try. No, that's weird. That shouldn't do that. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this long one should come in here. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. So there's two pieces here that should have gone in on the other one of these here. Let me see what this one here does. Sorry about that. Okay. Nope. Huh. Yeah, it's totally skipping those middle two, so I don't know what the dealio is. See how these two are, there's no corresponding side to that. And maybe it's this one. Let me see. Nope. Okay, well, we'll just, I guess there will be knots. So I want to thank everyone. I see, there it goes again. We're skipping two whole things here. Let me see. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Like, it just skipped these two here. I don't know if you can see that. So it just skipped these two. I should have been able to pull on one of these. Let me see if these two. It could be the weaving I did. So again, we'll have to skip it. So I wanted to thank people. I had mentioned that, I didn't like the knots, and I didn't like, the fact of using glue on this. So I used crazy glue on my warp threads to kind of secure them at the end, and it just really damaged my work, and it made it all crunchy and hard. And so a few people did mention that it does harden, so you can see those threads should fold. They're not, they're just hard from the crazy glue. So quite a few people said don't use crazy glue on your thread and beadwork. Use GS Hypo, which I don't know why I didn't use. I use it all the time on my leather work. So, but thank you for those. And people gave me links to videos and stuff. So just to let you know, like the whole idea with this channel, I like teaching people, and I wanted to, so this one's stuck. It does not, there. That's as far as it'll go. So it's stuck somehow. And that one. I'm just double checking the threads here. Okay, that's as far as I got. Wait, she has witch hairs. We'll just like do this. There's her witch hairs. Okay. So, yeah, let's just tie these and clip them. So we'll start by clipping the end here. So we might have some thread here that's usable thread, but one piece I think is usable, so the rest is all garbage. So we'll put that aside, and definitely can't use these guys. So, oh, there's a big one there. We can. So I'm just going to cut this one too. But yeah, so the idea with this channel is I was doing bead parties in people's houses. So what I would do is I'd offer to teach them how to make a bracelet. And it started out with the yoga studios. I do malas and leather wrap bracelets. And then So how that worked is if people were interested, I did it through Facebook, made it a lot easier to communicate with people locally. I'm going to attach these two. Actually, I might attach this one as well. These two are coming out of the beads here, so I'm just going to knot them together with this. Yeah, so whoever was interested in hosting a party would contact me, and they'd say what they wanted to make, and I would give them suggestions in design ideas and show them, this one costs $30 to make this bracelet, and then all they have to do is get their friends to show up, and it was like a crazy party. A bunch of women beating and drinking wine. And yeah, the hosts were amazing. There was always lots of really wonderful food and wine. And, I think only once one person didn't pay me. And the funny part is I know that person. And my wife worked with his husband. But we joke, he's a bit of a princess, right? It's like, dude, you owe me some money. But that was the only time that ever happened. And it wasn't a big deal. But so that's what I did. And then when COVID hit, I was like, well, let me see what supplies I have. So this strand is not attached. I might sew this one back in. And I should have left it longer to sew it back in, because this one's coming out of the bead. Yeah, so let's do that now so you can see. So there's another method that's used, and that's to take your warp threads and sew them back into your work. So I don't know if I'll be able to do this because it's not a lot of thread. What I might have to do is put my needle through first and then attach it to the needle. So yeah, then I started my YouTube channel. So I started learning beading as I was doing the channel. So the reason I bring that up is sometimes I do stuff like this. I have no idea how to do it. So I watch a bunch of videos, get recommendations from you folks, and so yeah, I'm going to go up and down a few times, so like that. And I mean, for that matter, you can sew those ones too. So I'm going to go up one, over. I'm going to go over 3. I won't come to the end. And what I'm going to do is create a square, and that way that thread will not come out at all. That. And it's hard to see, I know, it's a dark thread. So I'm going to do another video, and the next one will be with leather on each side, because that's one that people mentioned they were interested in. But I have over 1,000 videos now. So I've learned a few things. I've made a lot of bracelets. So that's the last. And there, that thread will not come out. Now we can actually cut it flush. Careful when you're cutting on the edge, because you have your threads on the edge, like these long threads. Okay, so we can clip these guys. I find this thread super hard to cut, and I need to sharpen my scissors. Well, the nylon thread really mess up your scissors. There. And let's, you know what? Let's get the tube out. We're going to put this on a slide tube. So here are So there's like ones that are pinch ones like these, but I find this area here is not that decorative. And that is slightly longer, which means you could put something on the edge. I thought I had some silver ones of these. Let me look at this one. Yeah, I don't like the silver. Then the slide tubes. So I just opened my package of slide tubes. I've had these for a couple of years. I ordered them on AliExpress, and every one of them are stuck together like this. There's 2 in there. There, maybe that one's tarnished. That one's not too bad. That one looks, that's not bad. Okay, so let's get this side done. So tie these guys in a knot. So the other thing is, because I have so many videos, I'm finding, I think what I'm going to do is go through some of my old videos, and ones that the presentation isn't that great, maybe redo the video. But if you have any ideas for a type of design of a bracelet, let me know. Give me some ideas on what to do. I know I made that suggestion a couple of videos ago, and people made some really great suggestions, and a few of them were to do with making chain, so like twisted chain and stuff like that, which is awesome. So I will be doing some stuff like that. But okay, so we'll leave those. Tie these 2. My thing is, I like to take basic stitches like herringbone, right angle weave, and taking and making a really different type of design. So and bringing it up to the today's standard. Some of the ones that I've seen, say if we're talking herringbone, they use the same type of beads and kind of bland colors, and now we have such amazing access to incredible colors and designs of beads. And something like herringbone is just limited to what you think, because you can do so many things. But maybe I should do some more herringbone. I did quite a few, so if you're wondering if I've done something, take a look at my channel. There's some playlists. They're not up to date. I apologize for that, because it's about making decisions on what playlist to put it in, and then some things I put in multiple playlists. But if you want to see, just type in the channel name, Baby Squirrel Beading, and then type in what it is you want, so herringbone, and it will bring up all the, this is not friendship. Yeah, and then you'll see if I've done a video on that. Okay. Let's get rid of this, all these strands, and get my GS Hypo out. Ta-da! I actually have some. Okay, I'm gonna move. There's more threads. Move these guys out of the way. So these are almost closed, so I'm gonna open them up with my flat nose pliers. I think I have them on the other back. Okay, let's get these open. So I'm just sliding the piece in. Oh, it's really tight. Let me see if this one's narrower. It is. Haha. I didn't realize that one side is narrower than the other. So I'm just twisting from side to side, sliding it down a bit, twisting side to side. Careful not to, like, don't do like I just did there, where your poor tube gets distorted. And I'm going to open this all the way. So let me see. That. It's lovely. So it is off by a bit. I'm wondering if we can put something there. I'm just going to test it with this for now. It's a little more sparkly than I want. I have some little crystals here. I think I'll just leave it like that. If I figure something out, I'll fix it. So at this point, you can put your glue. You can start with putting it on those threads. Let's do that. Let's not mess around, Emma. I was like, no, I'm just going to leave it. Maybe I'll change my mind. I'm terrible. And that may be why I have a lot of designs that aren't complete, is I have a hard time making a decision about finishing things. Let me see if I can get this covered. These are sometimes hard to put the lid on. Here we go. Need a tissue here. Let's get this back on. So I'm putting it through the first set of beads. So if you're doing a design, make sure you incorporate that into it. And then I'm gonna, you can squeeze this closed again. And I'm not pressing too hard. I don't want to scratch it and I don't want to dent it. And then just bring this down and like, I'm just going to push it onto my tool. It's a hard surface. And I'm going to make sure that that's in the middle. Let's get this one open. So let me see too the size here. This actually looks really cool on my wrist. So it's short too, and that was another, I couldn't decide whether to add length. Decisions. Okay, get the skinny side in. Okay, let's get some glue on this. I'm going to put glue on the beads as well. Maybe they'll stick together. So the idea with the GS Hypo is it glues really well, but it also, when it dries, it you still have some movement, which you don't get with the crazy glue. And be careful, this stuff. I'm going to open the cap. It makes it easier to slide in. Be careful the smell of this. It's a bit toxic, and I'm noticing the smell right now. Getting stuck on that bead. So I'm going to try and adjust that there. And so you see I kind of dented it when I was opening it, but you can actually gently just get that back into the position that it needs to be and close this up. There. Perfect. And let's attach some jump rings. Take those out. And I have some. So I'm going to use an extender chain. One extender chain's not going to be enough because let's take a look. I have a 6-inch wrist, so this is not even. So you would, yeah, we would. So what I'm going to do, I did this on the skull one, is I put 2 extender chains on each side. So it was like adding chain to your bracelet, like that, with a lobster claw, and then another extender chain on the other side. So let's do that. And what did I use? Just a small jump ring. Okay. I'm running out of small ones. So let's use the 7mm. And we'll get my lobster claws. And these are all gold plated. So that's this one here, looks like. This one's teeny tiny. The color gold that I have here is not the. That one doesn't look like it's closing. Let me see what the deal is with this one. So I mention this a lot when you're, oh, I know what it is. The top piece needs to be bent down. Let's see if I can just gently bend it down. That's gonna scratch. Here I have some. These ones have the rubberized. I have to reapply this stuff. There, that's a little better. That should work. I don't think that's gonna. Let me see if I can just turn this a bit. Look, I'm too far. Oh, Emma, you've gone too far now. That's what Jen says. You've gone too far. Okay. I'm gonna take one of these out. Yeah, I guess I hadn't decided yet. So let's get our tools. Okay, we will start by, I think, so this should go at the end of one of the extender chains, but I don't know if I want to put a huge jump ring there. So let me see what I mean. My 5s are almost empty. Let's see if I can get a 5 on there. Okay, hook the lobster claw onto it and go through your chain. You know what? I think I'm going to bring it up a bit. I'll tell you why. It's going to be hard for you to grab a hold of the lobster claw. So if you can get it slightly away from the heart, dangle. Let me see what I got going on here. These 5mm are hard to hold on to as well. Let's put it about there. That should be enough chain to do what we need it to do. Always twist both sides together. And if it doesn't quite close, just bring your tool and close it together. So this is what you're going to have here. And then this piece we're going to attach to one side. I haven't been doing as many videos as I normally do. I sometimes do 3 or 4 videos in a day, and definitely multiple videos a week, but my mood's been off with the weather change, and I just am fumbly, and I can't, you know, I'm not motivated, and so I feel like I'm turning the corner now, so I'll be back in full strength. And open this one. This is your other extender chain, and I got those extender chains from BB Craft, I think. So if you're wondering, take a look. They are gold plated, and they were a really good price. They came in a special little container box. So there we go. So there is our lovely Wicked Witch of the East. That almost sounds like me. There we go. Oh, this is lovely. You know what? It's amazing once you add the bling. Let me open this up a bit so you can see. Once you add the bling, it really... So that will easily close. Lovely. There we go. Thanks for joining me. Stay tuned. There's more to come. Definitely more. Working on some different designs, and I have some unboxings to do. And yeah, so we're going to have some fun. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.